Welcome. The topic of today's lecture is Cartesian Dualism, and we are going to discuss the following questions. First question, Introduction to Substance Dualism. Second one, Cartesian Dualism, René Descartes. And the next question is about the Descartes' reasons for substance dualism. Okay, let's move to the analysis of the first question, Introduction to Substance Dualism. In this topic, we have distinguished two questions. Question 1, what is philosophy of mind? We have discussed this question in the previous lecture. Lecture 1, Introduction to the Philosophy of Mind. And here we only recall some basic elements of this lecture. Okay, what is philosophy of mind? Philosophy of mind is a philosophical study of subjects of experience, what they are, how they can exist, and how they are related to the rest of creation. Here, subjects of experience is minded beings. It can include humans or non-human animals, even robotic creatures, and so on. Okay, question 2. How can this definition be applied to describing human persons? Here we only mention human persons as minded beings. And in this context, we can distinguish at least three possibilities. Possibility 1, a person just is, that is identical with his or her body or some distinguished part of it, such as its brain. Possibility 2, a person is something altogether distinct from his or her body. And the possibility 3, a person is a composite entity, one part of which is his or her body, and another part of which is something else, such as immaterial spirit or soul. And one essential moment, the latter two possibilities of traditionally called forms of substance dualism. And in our second slide, we will discuss the basic elements of the substance dualism. Okay, let's start with the Cartesian dualism, René Descartes. Perhaps the best-known substance dualist historically was René Descartes, and it is not entirely clear which of the two forms of substance dualism mentioned above here adhere to. Often he writes as if he thinks that a person is something altogether distinct from that person's body, indeed something altogether non-physical, lacking all physical characteristics, whatever. On this interpretation, a human person is an immaterial substance, a spirit or soul, which stands in some spatial relation to a certain physical body, its body. At other times, he speaks more as if he thinks that a person is some sort of combination of an immaterial soul and physical body, which stand to one another in a rather mysterious relation of substantial union. When philosophers today talk about Cartesian dualism, they usually mean the former view. Having this description, we can analyze Descartes' reasons for substance dualism. And what is a major reason in this context? How can we express our opinion in this context? Okay, our reason. Our bodies are simply incapable of engaging in intelligent activity on their own account, incapable of thinking. This one is Descartes' major reason for substance dualism, and this is because the behavior of bodies left to themselves was entirely governed by mechanical laws, determining their movements as the effects of the movements of other bodies coming into contact with them. And he couldn't see how mechanically determined behavior of this sort could be the basis of such manifestly intelligent activity as the human use of speech to communicate thoughts from one person to another. And one question arises in this context: is this consideration still relevant in the age of the electronic computer? Can we accept this kind of reason as a valid one? We who live the age of the electronic computer may find it less than compelling, because we're familiar with the possibility of machines behaving in an apparently intelligent fashion, and even using language in a way which seems to resemble our own use of it. And again, one essential point here: note whether it is right to think of computers as really being capable of intelligent behavior on their own account, or merely as cleverly constructed devices which can simulate or model intelligent behavior, is an open question. Okay, that's all for today's discussion. Thank you for watching.